Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, because it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. Welcome back to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's grab a beverage of your choice, because today I'm going to be doing two, not one, but two reviews. First of those will be Ultimate X-Men Volume 1, The Tomorrow People, which is the first 6 issues of the Ultimate X-Men, published by Marvel Comics, written by I think it's Chip Zdarsky. Why doesn't it say? It gives the artists and everything. Anyway. So, this starts out with just automatic action. A bunch of Sentinels attacking in a city. Turns out that they are attacking a nest of mutants in Los Angeles, and they are very precise. They don't hurt any humans. It's all mutants that they are getting. So then you have a bar where Beast is there just trying to have a beer. And he gets attacked because they suspect that he is a mutant. They're right, but he's not copying to it. Then we get to Texas, where we have the Ultimates version of Jean Grey. And she is trying to get Storm out of jail. And here is the thing on this one. Jean Grey is, they're all young in this one, like teenagers, pretty much. And she just has no problems coming up and mind controlling people, saying, hey, I'm an FBI agent, I'm here to pick up the mutie that you have in jail. And Jean Grey, no, not Jean Grey, but Aurora, Storm, who isn't going by Storm by this point, is not from Africa in this one, or at least, they don't find her in Africa. She is a car thief, and she's in jail for, stealing a car, and using her powers on the agents, and she's not very good at it. Which is kind of cool, because we're catching all these people when they're young and unpowered. And then they go after Colossus. They go to find Colossus, who is like a courier for the Russian mob. And that's how they all get together. Then there's they collect Bobby. So that's the first little bit is them getting the initial members of the X-Men together, which is kind of cool because it's not the original lineup of the X-Men being, Cyclops is there. He's the leader, but there's the original being Cyclops, Jean Grey, Angel, Bobby, and Beast. This one they only have three of the originals. But you also have the Brotherhood of Mutants. They don't call themselves the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, because they're led by Magneto, and they are in the Savage Land. And in this one, Magneto is a flat out dick. There's just, he doesn't screw around at all in this one. He's harsh. And then he hires the best assassin in the Weapons X program to go after Xavier, and that happens to be Wolverine. And so there's a little thing there where you get Wolverine introduced, and I like how they did it because there is a reason why people can't figure out that he's there to go after Professor X. And we're trying to figure out if he will. But, wow, but then in the overall arc, they're still having to deal with that and deal with the attacks and stuff by Magneto. His plan to retaliate against America for the death of some mutants. This was a really good story, a really good first arc. I am so glad that I picked this up. And I'm sorry, writer Mark Millar, right here, writer Mark Millar. That's what I thought. This is so good, and I'm beginning to understand why everyone has a big, has nothing good to say about the first little while of the Ultimate Universe. Up until Ultimatum is what a lot of people say. But I am either going to work on getting trade number 2 or just look to see if I can get the Omni for cheap. Because I recommend this highly. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. 4.75 out of 5. Next. Batman, Son of the Demon. Published by DC Comics. As if you didn't know already. And written by Mike W. Barr, who is a great writer. And if you look right here, it is says, in the memory of Bill Finger. Then there's a quote by Bob Kane. It says, the forgotten man of Batman, Bob Kane. Yeah, the reason why people forgot about Bill Finger is because of Bob Kane. Yeah, but let's not get into that right now. I don't think I can use that much horrible language in a video and not get it yanked. Look at the art right here. I mean, the story. It has Ra's al Ghul coming back, and then we have what is this? A weapons. Okay, it's a chemical plant in Boston, in Gotham, and there's some bad guys there. They've got taken over, and they can't. The SWAT team can't go in because of hostages and all that, and they so Gordon is just going, okay, you don't want us to come in, you don't want the alternative. Now, the bad guys in this one are pretty bad. I mean, this guy, one of the bad guys here is like coming on to a pregnant woman going, yeah, I like fat girls. And he actually kind of marks her, which, this guy's kind of a vile person. Of course, Batman shows up, takes him out, and they are trying to figure out, which leads them to mystery of why those guys were there and what they were after. And Talia shows up because he got hurt. And she saves him and takes him to the cave and all that stuff. And a guy gets murdered. And when they're investigating that, Talia's with him because, he's still kind of not in great shape. So she's keeping an eye on him. There's a murder. It seems to be connected to the hostage taking in the chemical plant, and they go to try and figure it out, which leads to a big thing with Ra's al Ghul, and also with this is the issue or the part where Talia and Bruce find the beast with the two backs. They do they bump some uglies. They do the Wango Tango, the bone dance. You understand what I'm getting at? And which leads to her getting pregnant. Now, great story. I don't want to, tell you how this particular part of the story ends, but it is a great story. Mike Barr is an incredible writer, and the art in here, as you can see, is top notch. Just unbelievably good. But there is one thing that gets me, and since this came out in 1987, it's probably been the reason for this is probably retcons. But, okay, so Talia gets pregnant. She tells Bruce / Batman that she lost the child. After everything is done, this is nothing, no spoilers or anything, because, we've heard this. You see, 9 months later, a child is dropped off on someone's porch, and, the people decide to keep it and grow the young child up themselves, and then you realize that this is Talia's kid. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Talia did not carry the child in modern continuity. Didn't she have him? Wasn't he like in kind of like not really a test tube, but this thing? She carried him outside the body, and so he grew in this thing. And then he was born and trained there. So I can see what they did here, but then they probably had to retcon that, but I need to look into that. But so this is obviously Damien right here, and I mean this is also 87. If he was born in 87, that would put him a lot older than what he is in the comics. Or in modern continuity. But that really doesn't diminish the story any. Like I said, it's probably just due to reboots and continuity changes. But wow, I can see why everyone loves this book, because it was really good. The story was great, and the art was top notch. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 and say, pick it up. Read it, especially if you can get it in a nice little thing like this with the hardback. That makes the collection look a little bit nicer. But anyway, let me know what you thought of either one of them. Like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your comics.